Thousands of puppies are sold every year in the UK, and you can spend anywhere between 50 quid and 3 grand for a top-notch pedigree pup. Now, we've heard complaints about an even bigger breeder. He's called Trevor Jones. I've come to see one of Mr. Jones' unhappy customers who chose a puppy from his website. She paid £460 for Molly, a Shih Tzu puppy. Diane McKenna from Cheshire has a disability and finds it difficult to travel, but that wasn't a problem for Mr. Jones. He also does deliveries. Hello.
Hello.
Diane.
Yes.
I'm Matt.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell me what it was like when she arrived then.
It was wonderful because Mr. Jones brought her and he just handed over this tiny little bundle of fluff, and she was gorgeous. And they're the sort of bundle that you fall in love with instantly.
What happened next?
Well, she arrived Saturday lunchtime, and by Sunday morning when we got up, she obviously wasn't very well.
Diane made an emergency visit to the vet on the Sunday, and Molly was given some tablets, but she got worse. So within 2 days, your little bundle of fluff had turned into quite a seriously ill dog.
Tuesday morning we were back at the vet's again, and that was when they kept her in. They put her on drips and whatever and tried their best, but she died early hours, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
According to the paperwork, Molly was bred at Lakeside Kennels. She'd been diagnosed as having parvovirus, which infects the intestines of young dogs and is highly contagious. So, when you spoke to Mr. Jones after Molly had died, what was his reaction?
I wanted to let him know that Molly had been diagnosed as having parvovirus, and that's what she died from. And I wanted him to be aware that, you know, these puppies have this. And his reaction was just, the insurance company will pay, and I will send you the excess £60 that you'll have to pay. I'll send you a cheque in the post. And that was as much as the conversation. That was end of, and nothing more than that.
It's missing the point, really, isn't it?
Very much so, and so callous too.
It feels like it's time we paid Mr. Jones a visit at his farm in Bala, mid-Wales. Here's our man.
Come in, yeah. I'll fetch them now for you. So wait a minute, I'll fetch them now for you, yeah?
The RSPCA says before you buy a puppy, make sure you see it with its mum. But when Mr. Jones brings us a couple of puppies to choose from, Mum is nowhere to be seen.
Do your mum and dad live here?
We haven't got the mother here now, no.
Okay.
Yes, we're going back to my sister's now.
All right.
Our puppy's mum isn't even on the premises.
There we are.
Thank you.
We're paying Mr. Jones £350 for a pedigree Cavalier King Charles Spaniel that he says is 9 to 10 weeks old. Again, we're presented with a certificate which has no traceable details to prove our puppy's pedigree, nor do we get a vaccination certificate.
Yeah, so what should we do when we get her home, or we get him home?
Get him vaccinated next week sometime, that's all.
Okay.
So our pup's not vaccinated, and you would expect a reputable breeder to sell all their puppies fully vaccinated to protect them against diseases like parvo. Puppies should be inoculated in 2 stages, first when they're 8 weeks old and then at 10 to 12 weeks. We're going to call him Ivor. Ivor Dog. When we drop him off at the RSPCA centre near Shrewsbury, the staff are immediately concerned about his condition.
So he's bubbling from his nose. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but that's certainly discharged out of his nose. It could be a range of things. It could be upper respiratory infection, but he has got discharge both nostrils.
To find out what's wrong, Ivor's going to have a full health check. 2 days after we bought Ivor, our pup, from Lakeside Kennels, I went to see the vet, and the news wasn't good. So, Richard, when Ivor, our dog, was brought to you, what sort of condition was he in?
He was brought to the surgery, and he had quite a sort of nasty nasal discharge, and he started to get some diarrhoea, and he deteriorated very rapidly. Later on in the day, his diarrhoea got worse. I sent samples of that off, and that actually proved to be parvovirus. And I made the decision at 6:30 that he should be put to sleep.
So Ivor's dead. He's the second puppy from the Lakeside Kennels that we know of to have died from parvovirus. It's clear to me that I need to go and have a word with Mr. Jones. But to get close to him, I need a disguise. And to complete the disguise, I've swapped the bike for a van. When I arrive at Lakeside Kennels, I get Mr. Jones to the back of the van, where the camera crew is hiding. Hello, Trevor. Matt Allwright, BBC Rogue Traders.
Yeah?
You sold us a dog a couple of days ago on Monday. This dog, Ivor. The dog made it to the vets within hours and was diagnosed as being very, very ill, and it had to be put down 2 days later.
How do I know that dog's come from here?
I promise you, everything that's happened has been filmed. He denies ever selling us Ivor, but we've got the proof. Trevor, you don't really have to worry about us.
I don't care who you are.
You have to worry about the authorities, because they know that this dog...
Is that a threat?
What's doing a threat? I'm stating the fact.
Are you threatening me?
Why would I? What would I threaten you? What have I got to threaten you with? What have I got to threaten you?
Don't threaten me, right?
The dog was sold on Monday, dead on Wednesday.
Give me a vet report.
The dog was sold.
Excuse me for a minute. Be
Sold
back in
on
2
Monday.
minutes.
You coming back?
Yes.
Trevor's got some front. He's off to deal with a carload of customers. While he's dealing with them, I'm going to have a look around. We've heard he's shifting up to 80 pups a month. In fact, we can have a little peek. It says no entry, but we're not going in. As I'm peeping through the keyhole, I'm spotted by Trevor, who's not amused. Hello, Trevor. How you doing?
Can you read?
Sorry?
Can you read?
We didn't go in.
Right.
It says no entry.
You said that dog died before going to the vet.
No, I didn't say that.
You
What
did.
I said is you sold this dog to us on Monday.
I come back.
This dog died on Wednesday
I'll be fair now with you,
in
right?
agony because it had to be put down because it was in a
Listen,
terrible
listen.
condition. Please don't get angry with
Listen,
me.
come back
Why are you getting so
with
angry?
the DNA test and the vet report.
I don't need a DNA test.
I
This
need
is
it.
all the report you need.
Stand over there.
Sold
I'll
on
come back to you when
Monday.
I-
Sold.
Stand over there.
Sold. I don't have to.
Stand over there.
There's no need to get violent with me.
Stand over there.
There's no need to get
Stand
violent.
over there by the van and said
There
I'll
is
come back to
no
you.
need to get violent with me.
Stand by the van over there. I'll come back to it if he's the customer.
Why? What's wrong? What's in here?
Nothing, you're not supposed to come on.
What's in the building that says...
Get the out.
His customers are leaving empty-handed. Maybe we've put them off a bit. And then, bizarrely, Trevor gets in his van. Is he trying to block us in? 2 minutes. That road is the only way in and out of here. Trevor?
Yeah?
Why did you park your van there?
Smile, please.
Oh, just out of interest, because obviously it's stopping us from getting out. He's blocked us in, and we've no idea what he'll do next. One of the production team calls the police.
I'll call 999 if your box is in.
Bring him on in. And 13 minutes after our call, the police show up. How's that for a response time? 10 minutes later, and Trevor's still arguing instead of moving his cars. He's like a dog with a bone. When you move your vehicles, we will go, and we will be grateful to go, because I can't listen to this tosh anymore. After an hour-long standoff, we're finally allowed to go. The next day, the RSPCA and licensing authorities visited Lakeside Kennels, but they found no trace of the parvovirus. However, Mr. Jones was ordered to improve his isolation facilities for sick animals and keep better records of where his dogs come from. The RSPCA's investigation is ongoing. So, if you're a dog lover, take note. If you are thinking of buying a puppy, then there are some very important points to remember, aren't there, Dan?
That's right. Number one,
always ask to see the puppy with its mummy. If they don't show you the mummy, don't show them the money. Isn't that right? And also, well, why not visit a rescue centre? There are thousands of dogs, cats, snakes, mice...
rabbits,
sheep... I don't know, maybe. And the great thing about those is, of course, every animal has had a thorough MOT by some of the best vets in the business. That's right, Max. That's right.